I want to talk about Josh Archibald because basically they just announced that he will be on the opening night roster, and he is who they chose as their 13th forward.
Whenever we acquired him, Ron Hextall pretty much said he's going to be in the lineup. Let's just be real. Hextall showed his hand right away with the Josh Archibald thing, which is still very confusing considering other players that could step in. But to be fair, I feel like as much as we may not have expected it or know there are better players out there, we're going to have to give the guy a chance, I think, because he's in this position where he's going to be on the ice for us. He played 8 games last season for an assist. Love it. But he's a veteran player. He's been around for a while. Hell, he won a cup with us before. Why not? We're going to have to accept that he's going to be in this lineup. He's going to be on the 4th line. There's no, I would assume. I don't think they're going to put him on the 3rd. So he's going to be on that 4th line, maybe even that healthy scratch out. But unless he is just part of the last late cuts and we're not expecting it and not seeing it coming, we're just going to have to support him and be good fans about this and good, just be good fans about it and hope he does better than what we are all expecting him to do. He's obviously the coaching staff is seeing something we're not, right?
Either that or the fact is they could go with 12 forwards. It's not really something that you should really do. You should at least have one extra guy up there, that 13th forward. But they could realistically, because of the status of their defense core, they could realistically, keep those couple of guys up and only send one guy down like P.O. Joseph because he doesn't have to clear waivers and keep both Friedman and Ruedel, because we have seen, in a pinch, the Penguins will play a defenseman on that 4th line wing. And Mark Friedman is a guy that a lot of people have mentioned, hey, you could do worse for a 4th line guy in a pinch. But honestly, unless that's what they're doing, Josh Archibald is the guy. And Danny Shirey, again, second mention on the show, he said, listen, when I asked about Johan Larsson on the opening day of free agency, Ron Hextall scoffed at him and said, hey, I don't know about Johan Larsson, but I got, Josh Archibald. Danny said this on the latest podcast on Fifth Avenue as well, as where I heard this from. But yeah, not only that, but it reminded me, they signed him on the opening day of free agency to a $900,000 contract. So there were hints that this is the way that they were going, but just all over training camp, you heard about Kajula, you heard about Zahorna, you heard about O'Connor, and part of that might be because nobody really wanted to talk about Josh Archibald because he's a guy that we had early on in his career. He really got in the news for the wrong reasons, not for on-ice reasons last year. He didn't play a lot of games, and people fell in love with the idea that somebody else would get that lineup spot, but he's been there all along, and that's what he earned. So unless, like I said, they go with that 8 or 9 defense core to start the season, probably it would be 8 defense core to start the season. I don't understand. I think Josh Archibald is going to be I don't understand, but I think Josh Archibald is going to be that 13th forward, which is something that we might have just been trying to avoid in our minds, but it's right there in front of us. And it's pretty blatantly obvious that that's who's going to earn that spot.